In 1955, ITV was launched. Nicholas heard about a new variety show in production called Strike a New Note.
I desperately wanted to be in it. I happened to watch the first show because I wanted to. It was terrible. But there was one person in it I thought was rather good. Had terrible material. His name was Arthur Haynes. The following week, I happened by chance to see it again. It was even worse. Probably nowadays it had been taken off, but they had nothing else to put in its place. And the following morning, my agent phoned me and said, "Have you seen a program called Strike a New Note?" And I said, "Yes, isn't it absolutely pathetic?" He said, "They want you to join it." And I said, "When do I start?" No, we don't question the show business. But at the end of 6 shows, George got rid of everybody and kept Arthur and myself and said, "I think you two should do sketches together." He changed the show to Get Happy, and we would get sketches from all the young, aspiring comedy writers of the time.
There was an immediate chemistry between Nicholas and Arthur, which led, in 1956, to The Arthur Haynes Show.
Nowadays, it's usually 2 comics working together, Mitchell and Webb and others like that. But Arthur was of the old school. In those days, you see, you had the comic and the straight man.
I said, that looks nice.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
What have we got then?
Oh, anchovies on toast, a couple of mince pies, some ham, a little bit of chicken, gherkins, nice orange, looks lovely.
That's funny.
What is?
That's what I usually have.
I mean, Arthur was very succinct about it. He said, "Listen, mate," he said, you do understand." He said, "I'm a comic. I have the gag lines."
What have you got then?
A couple of bits of dried up old bread and jam.
Well, that's funny.
What is?
That's what I usually have.
I first remember seeing Nicholas Parsons on a TV programme, the Arthur Haynes Show, which would be in the mid-1960s.
Excuse me, sir. Can I help you?
Well, I'm looking for a bloke called Nicholas.
You mean Nicholas, don't you? I am Nicholas.
Oh, you're Nicholas, are you? Are you Nicholas the tailor?
What do you want, sir?
Well, I want to buy a suit for humping coal in.
You've come to the wrong shop, haven't you, sir?
What do you mean I've come to the wrong shop? You're a tailor, aren't you?
Yes.
You make suits?
Of course.
Well, how have I come to the wrong shop then? What are you talking
Well,
about?
sir, I hardly think that we have a suit that might be suitable for humping coal in. You don't mind me saying so, sir?
Well, I think I ought to be the best judge of that, don't you? Now, get me some material and don't get me anything this colour.
Why not?
Shows it...
Oh, look!
He used to play the sort of the middle class foil to Arthur Haynes' tramp, so he might be a solicitor or a vicar or something like that. Something rather sort of pompous that Arthur Haynes could play against.
Just tell me, how do you think that I'm even going to begin to try and find a person who has stolen 4pence?
Well, put roadblocks up.
We're not putting roadblocks up for 4pence.
The art of being a good straight man, if you're going to do it, is to make surreal situations real.
Was that the secret to your success as a straight man then, that you did play whatever the character was with sincerity and honesty?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's what I call the truth of comedy.
Well, I mean, you've really got to realise that even a burglar is a fellow creature.
Well, that's very, very kind of you.
Who the devil are you?
Well, I'm the fellow creature you're just talking about.
It's a combination of taking the character seriously, but not taking it too seriously yourself. So the straight man is essential to the double act, of course.
I never set out to be a straight man. I found what was necessary to make the partnership work.
It's very kind of you.
I thought you only broke in here for food.
Yeah, well, we've got to have something to eat it, man.
All the programmes were transmitted from a studio live to the nation.
How hard was it when you're doing that live not to laugh? Because you're a stickler and a professional and you would learn all those lines and you would know it.
He never rehearsed very much. He didn't enjoy rehearsing. He wanted to leave a lot of it to the inspiration of the moment.
You do see there's occasionally mistakes.
I fought for me country, up to me knocking, macking bullet.
Up to you,
Up to you, Erd.
Occasionally a sketch seems to be sort of like running out of control.
You know what to say?
I was about to ask you, my lord. Well, what do you wish to say in your advertisement? What?
And occasionally you get the feeling if somebody else walks in, they won't know their lines either.
And I used to get the message from the eyes. You look at the eyes. And I could tell from his eyes he'd gone.
Really?
A very bad reputation.
How can it have a bad reputation? It's a fine hospital.
Well, this is a beginner's hospital, isn't it? You know, where everybody sort of, it's full of students. Eh?
I beg your pardon?
What?
I didn't quite hear what you said, actually.
I said it's full of students.
And I started to giggle.
Yeah, I know. You take it than me, mate.
Mr. Haynes, might I suggest that you swallow that before you continue?
Well, I'll try, yeah.
And the audiences actually loved it. There were magic moments of television.
You're new round here, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a stranger in these parts, actually.
You're not local.
No, not at all.
You never been in this saloon before, have you?
No, I haven't.
I didn't think you had.
Why?
When you asked me to shave you.
What do you mean?
Well, most of the locals that come in here, they prefer old George over there to shave him.
Very well, why do they prefer George to shave them?
Well, he's got a much steadier hand than I've got.
A steadier hand?
Yes, he's a bit more stolid than I am.
Stolid?
Yeah, well, my trouble is I'm full of imagination, you know. As soon as I get one of these in my hand, it goes, look. Look at that, look. But every time I get over a razor for the first time, bang it goes. Look at my hand shaking there, look.
You're not going to shave me with your hand like that, are you?
No, it'll go off in a minute. That'll be all right. You're not in a hurry, are you?
Well, I'd rather have someone else shave me. Couldn't old George over there shave me?
Well, I don't know. He's only just started on a haircut. He'll be quite a while yet.
Well, haven't you someone else?
Well, the governor could shave you, I suppose.
Well, why can't the governor shave me?
Well, I don't like to ask him in case he wants to know why I can't shave you myself, you know.
Well, I'll just have to tell him, won't you? I mean, I'm sure he'll understand.
Well, I don't think he will. If he finds out that every time I pick a razor up, my hand shakes like this, he'll want to get rid of me, won't he? I mean, it's understandable. I mean, after all, it's not good for custom, is it?
Well, naturally, but nevertheless, I don't wish you to shave me with your hand shaking like that.
Well, it won't be for long. It usually goes off. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take a couple of sedatives if you can wait. That's it.
That's it?
That's marvellous.
Look, are you quite sure this is going to be all right?
I'm all right now. You've gone firm. Now, whatever you do, don't shout. Just keep nice and calm.
I'm very nervous now.
You're nervous. Right, now get your head back. You've got nothing to worry about at all. Right, you ready?
Yes? No! What do you play? Please! What do you think you're doing?
I've got to work fast, mate, before those pills work off.
Arthur and Nicholas worked together for 10 years, but in the end, it was Arthur who called it a day.
He suggested that we went our separate ways. It was quite amicable. He discussed it. I said, "You sure, Arthur?" I said, "If we were Haynes and Parsons, let's stick with it." He said, "No, it's me. You go off and do your plays." And I said, "Well," he said, "but we'll do another series together. I want to do another series with you."
Sadly, they never did. Arthur died of a heart attack in 1966 at the age of 52, just before shooting began for the 16th series.